Let's read some Reddit questions and try to answer some of them, all right? The first one I got here is basically asking if recommending 45 minutes lifting session with like supersets and or just traditional weightlifting, I guess 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, something like that. Alright, so to lose weight, to stay toned, and to build muscles, I think that the choice between using supersets or a traditional weight lifting session depends on the time that you have available for your weightlifting or for your gym session. So for example, if you are someone who works, let's say, a normal 9 to 5 job, and fitness is not necessarily your profession. If you have a family, you have people around, and you don't have that much time to exercise, that's when I would recommend, for example, to use sessions with a lot of supersets. That way, supersets, actually, the good thing about it is that it makes you save a lot of time, because when you're supersetting something, generally you superset 2 exercises that are now working out the same muscle at the same time. So for example, if you are doing a back exercise and you want to superset it with triceps, you can still do that. You can superset it with triceps because you're not necessarily working out the same muscle. So during the time that you are working out your back, your triceps will be resting, and during the time that you're working out your triceps, then your back will also be resting. So at that moment, at least you're giving each muscle some time to cool down and to rest a little bit before the next set, and that way you are saving time. Instead of doing one exercise and then rest for a whole minute, a minute and a half, and then do a next set of the same exercise, that's just pretty long compared to supersetting pretty much everything. The moments where I do a lot of, I love supersets. I love supersets, but I do it mostly when I don't have that much time. But when I have enough and a lot of time to spend in the gym, if I'm not too busy during the day, then I can actually do my normal weightlifting session, focusing on one exercise at a time. So in that way, at least I know that I can also just focus on like putting all my mind and thinking of one muscle at a time. But supersets are very, very great. They are really amazing when you're trying to work out, to maximize your workout without also spending all your time at the gym if you have a lot more responsibility. So that's just the way I would recommend supersets versus normal lifting session, normal 1 hour, 1 hour and a half lifting session that you can have. Wow, this is a very long one. It's actually a very, very long message, but I'm going to try and read as much as possible. Maybe I will not read the whole thing here, but I will respond to as much as I can. Anyways, hi all. Thanks for reading this. You're welcome. I need some answers or explanations, please. I started an active and more healthy lifestyle about 7 months ago. Congratulations, that's amazing. And have seen good physical results. I love that. That's amazing to hear. That's great to hear. I gym and jog 3 to 4 days per week and eat in a calorie deficit. Okay, that's great. Amazing program, 3 to 4 days a week. That way you have some time to relax, to rest a little bit, your muscles as well. That's great. I'm using the Galaxy Watch 4 to measure my body composition, and all have been going wow, I can't read. Everything has been going well based on results until January. Okay, first of all, why are you using the Galaxy Watch to measure your body composition? Okay, let me just read this whole comments to understand better. The results were generally consistent with fat loss and muscle gain, okay? As you would expect, with no wild fluctuation and irregular measurements. But now my problem. Recently, like since January, the results on my Watch 4 vary greatly on a day-to-day basis. And even if multiple measurements are taken on the same day, only minutes from each other. Wow, okay. So like minutes from each other and it gives different results. Awkward. Okay, to give some examples, I would do a body composition measurement in the morning, do an hour-long workout in the gym midday, and then go for a 5K run in the afternoon. That's a lot of workouts. In one day. Drink a protein shake and eat healthy. Good. Just to measure the next morning, weighing slightly less on the bathroom scale, like 0.2 kilograms less, okay? But my watch is telling me I picked up 1.5 kilograms of fat mass and lost 1.3 kilograms muscle mass. Wait, what? Okay, so the scale is telling him, I don't know. It's telling them that they lost 0.2 kilos, but then the watch is saying that they picked up 1.5 kilos of fat. That's a lot for someone who went running that much. I'm just kidding. And lost 1.3 kilograms muscle mass. Bro, that's the big issues that we've been having. These are the big issues we've been having with people talking about cardio messing up with muscles. Because if these are the type of results that you're getting from the watch, I mean, that could explain that trend. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna try to respond to this question as well as I can. This is a very long question, but I feel like the answer to this is pretty simple. This is Hank 98. So here's the thing, Hank 98. These watches, smart watches, they're not that smart. I mean, I don't think it's the most reliable thing to consider the numbers that you see on your watch as your real measurements. To be honest with you, the watch is not that accurate. It doesn't take your full body composition, how your fat is, how your muscle gains are, muscle loss, muscle gains are, how is it composed. So considering the number that you see on your watch as the accurate one, the one that you have to base yourself on to know when you lose weight or when you lose fat, when you gain muscle, when you lose muscle and you gain fat, I feel like that is something that's gonna lead you on the wrong side so fast, because you will be discouraged with the results you're seeing. And I feel like the number on your scale is the one that you should actually pay more attention to. So on your scale, the number that you're having shows pretty much how much or little effort you've made so far. And it's not only also the number on your scale that you have to care about. In terms of numbers, yes, it's the number on your scale that you should care about. But also what you should care about more is checking, for example, having progress pictures. Have progress pictures. How are you looking compared to this? If you compare the past few months to now, like, check your progressions visually. Is it looking more like you've gained fat, or that is it looking more as if you've gained muscle? If you have more muscle definition, even if you haven't lost that much weight, it's fine. It means that you have gained the muscles and you have lost a little bit of fat. But if you see that in the mirror, in the pictures, that your muscles are less defined compared to where you were maybe a few months ago, then you understand that you've been actually maybe putting on some fat and losing on the muscles. So don't really consider that much the numbers that you see on the smartwatch. These smartwatches are smart, but they're not that smart. The last thing that I would add on this response, besides after considering the number on your scale, and second thing, progress pictures, a bunch of progress pictures. Another thing that you should consider a lot is, how are you feeling? how do you feel? Because you do feel in your body when you've lost strength. For example, you do feel it. You do feel in your body when you've put on a lot of fat, because you do feel a little heavy. So how are you feeling? Are you feeling stronger? Are you feeling weaker? Are you feeling like you are more agile? Because I understand that you run a lot. Are you feeling more agile, or are you feeling heavier? So all of that are indications on whether you are putting on muscles or if you are losing muscles, whether you are putting on fat or if you are losing fat. So those are things that you should actually pay more attention to, and when you have time, you better go in a place where you can take your body measurements accurately instead of relying on your watch. So please don't continue relying on your watch, especially if you don't want to be discouraged. All right, so that is that. So the other question that I have here today is, I'm on year 2 of my fitness journey. Bravo, bravo. I lost 85 pounds, beautiful, to 55 to 170. Okay, then bulked for fun a little up to 177. Great. Now I'm starting to see abs and thought it would be fun to get a 6-pack for summer. So I started a very slow cut. Okay, cool. My question is, if I get clearly defined abs, can I maintain that as a walk around weight May through August? Based on looking at Reddit and reading online, it seems it depends based on how low I have to go. Is that right? How do Nippert, Cavalier, Ethier do it? Genetics? They're miserable for a paycheck? Just trying to set realistic goals here. Okay, there's no here at the end. Okay, this is an amazing question. I love this question so much because it's like a question that a lot of people ask themselves, but they don't ask it necessarily out loud. But anyways, let me just start with something here. The 3 guys that you just mentioned, Jeff Nippert, Cavalier, Ethier, all these people, first of all, first point to keep in mind, that's their business. That's their work. That's their job. They literally have to be lean for work. That's their job. So, as a normal, regular person, you should not, first of all, compare yourself to them, because that's all they have to do during the day. I mean, yes, they have other deals, they have to make business deals and all of that, but they know that their first business is the fitness industry, the fitness part, so they have to always stay shredded. But you need to also remember that all these guys as well, they are not that shredded all year round. They are not. Most of the time, even bodybuilders, they are not. The way they look during competition or during even prep competition is not the way they look all year round. It's not the way they look during the seasons when they are not competing. When they're not competing, they actually need to put on some fat so that they can try to maintain, because the level of shreddedness, if that's a word, the level of shreddedness that people get to for competition is a level that is just unhealthy. It's a level that cannot be maintained. So if you are seeing visible abs and you want to work to get a 6-pack for summer, I guess that you are a regular person who just wants to see their abs for fun. I mean, it's a challenge. Why not? So if you are a regular person who wants to work on the 6-pack, just keep in mind that you need to work on seeing visible abs, but don't focus on thinking you're gonna be seeing your abs every day, all the time during that period that you mentioned, August through, May through August or whatever. So here's the thing. When you try to get shredded, do it, but stay on a body fat percentage where you are still having enough energy to do your normal day-to-day activities. So if you get to a percentage where you are absolutely unable to continue doing your normal day-to-day jobs, your normal day-to-day activities, you already start feeling that is an unhealthy level of fat that you have. You need to bump up your fat. Don't get to a point where you have zero energy, you're grumpy all the time, because that is the type of things that happen when you are in a very extremely low body fat percentage. You need to stay to, I think, like a beautiful spot for, if you are a man, a beautiful spot to get to is like maybe somewhere around 12% is great. You can see your abs, but you're not extremely shredded to the point where you are unhealthy. If you are a woman, getting to somewhere like 20 is a great place to be, where you can also have a little look, see a little bit of your abs, but you don't necessarily get unhealthy. So you can get abs, visible abs, that can be maintained, but you just need to know that you can't be at 6% body fat and try to maintain that. That will be extremely unhealthy. That will be extremely difficult to maintain, and you will lack energy to even continue doing something else. And if fitness is not your job, if fitness is not your career, you won't be able to perform in anything else. So be aware of that. Work for your abs. Work for abs is a beautiful goal, like I said, but just keep in mind that don't be comparing yourself to the fitness influencers or the fitness content creators that you see online, because that's their job. And second of all, they don't look like that all year round. That's just the parts that they show on social media, because that's their money making business. So that thing, I think I answered this question. I hope I answered this question, and I hope you will take something from this, or someone else will actually listen to this and learn something, because that is absolutely an amazing question, because it's a question that a lot of people ask themselves, but they don't talk about it out loud, because everyone wants to compare themselves to the beautiful abs, the nice physiques that we see online, but we don't have the same genes, we don't have the same careers, we don't have the same amount of time to train, for example. We don't have the same discipline and everything else. So just be you and work according to your goals. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed it, if you learned something, make sure you like the video, share it with your friends, and don't forget, stay focused, stay agile.